She went from 1 subscriber to thousands, and now she's scoring police reports. Oh, we got to talk to Ken's.
Jay, so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for having me.
So glad to have you here. I'm Andy Signore, Popcorn with Ken's. How is it going, Ken's?
Doing great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, I kept playing your clips. I was like, this is not fair. I should invite you on specifically. So thanks for coming on and being here. And kudos, you've been on this this case. I wanted to bring her in because, guys, over on Existing to Thrive, her on social media, you can find more that you've been on it. You've been really paying attention. And I want to get into this because you, along with Katie, Lauren, a lot of you guys have been really digging deep. Elsie, people have been digging deep into this whole, who is this guy who broke in? And you've actually found some really interesting insight since you went to the actual police station to get that police report. I want to get your thoughts, but I also, since I haven't had you on, I want to talk to you because you were the one person who had the 1 follower on YouTube that for some reason Blake Lively subpoenaed you. So we're going to talk about that as well, chat. So stay tuned, but welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's start with this story first, just because I want to go there. This was such a weird story to me as we were getting these details from Star Magazine. Like 2 a.m., someone was process server was hopping the fence to what? Yeah. Go in her bedroom and get her to sign. I think it makes no sense why, as someone who also was subpoenaed in person, not even like the YouTube one, I had a real subpoena. Like, he had to follow the law. He came to my door. I had to answer the door at reasonable hours. This didn't make sense to me from day one. Is that why you started looking deeper kind of quickly? What was the sort of first red flag to you that something was off in the story?
For me, the first red flag was just how the news even got out, because we're in Kansas City, basically. Leewood's not too far off from Kansas City. We get the news within an hour. If there's anything happening in town, we know about it. So I would have been the first to know about it before some station in New York. So that was the first red flag for me. And then also it just being Star Magazine seemed like a very odd, just the most random magazine you could possibly pick to have this exclusive. And so whenever I looked into, okay, well, where are they even located at? And it was in New York. I was actually already down the whole Van Sham lawsuit rabbit hole again. And that's when I noticed that the address that they have listed for the Venable, business that they have, it's 6 minutes away from Star Magazine's headquarters. They're literally right across the street from each other, like right around the block. Yeah. So just as you add more connections, it just seems like it's very calculated.
Well, yeah, especially because Travis Kelce's house there, he's a big celebrity. You'd think the local police would be on top of that. At the same time, sometimes the local police protects their local talent. Like that also does happen. But it is, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Why did Star get this first? It's almost, and Star's notorious, sort of more gossip brag than most. It does feel like they were tipped off. Like, I would say Star's worse than TMZ. Like, TMZ's kind of an obvious, easy one, but it almost feels like someone was tipping off Star to put some bad press out for Justin. That's the vibe I'm getting. You too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it seemed like they were also trying to confuse people because with Kansas City, our biggest news station is the Kansas City Star. So choosing Star Magazine starts to kind of confuse people of, oh, are they in relation to Kansas City Star in any capacity if people aren't aware of Star Magazine? And also the community, we're very tight-knit with the athletes. They're very involved in the community. So I know a lot of people that work with the athletes. So if anything happens, like, someone and their mom is going to post on Facebook that something happened.
Right. The cops are breaking into Travis Kelce's house. That's a big story.
Oh, yeah. And they've last October, a lot of the Chiefs players were having break-ins, and that was all over. Like, we were the first ones to know about it. So having something similar happen almost a year later, we would have known about it.
Well, yeah, because it was interesting. They all reported on this guy named Justin, who was we've now learned, due to the police report, as all these headlines, TMZ, others jumped on it. It does seem like Rolling Stone was one of the outlets that did kind of correct themselves a bit and did report as well, and said there were actually 2 individuals on there. So as you found this, sort of breakdown for the chat, like there was no guy process server on here that the press was saying. There were 2 other names. Leave these people alone, folks. There were 2 other names that were on here, and tell us what else you found when you read this and went to the police station.
Yeah, so I didn't go to the station, but I did email them as I was going through. But I noticed, for one, that so much of it was left blank, even some of the details. But one detail, they noted that there was no alcohol or drugs involved. So There wasn't some, like, the theory that this was a drunk server gone rogue, completely out the window. But then it also was labeled as an code 88, which means it wasn't a hate crime. So the political theory kind of throws out the window too. And there's no name of Justin there. And when I reached out to confirm and be like, why isn't this name listed? Because all the reports are claiming that this is the person. They responded stating that they gave every single media outlet the exact same thing. So any outside information came from an outside source, not from that. So
Right, interesting. So other outlets clearly knew that guy Justin guy wasn't on it, and they still seemingly ran with it without doing their due diligence, which is not surprising. Yeah.
And some
given how
people
terrible.
were
Go ahead.
confusing him with another guy from Missouri that is on the S offender list, and he was booked the very next day, completely different state, not the same guy, but people
conveniently also named Justin.
No, the exact same name in full, Justin Lee Fisher.
Yeah, but it's also ironic. It was another Justin. Oh, and that it felt like a hit piece out there trying to basically use this break-in, because I reported on it a couple days ago. Taylor Swift has a lot of stalkers on the loose trying to break in. She's literally in court facing a few of them. So this is something they face a lot, and it's terrifying. And obviously we don't wish that on anybody. No. But it does seem like maybe there was some other break-in, and perhaps someone else used that to their advantage to get some negative press to Justin. In fact, also shout out to Lauren, Court of Random Opinion. She's coming out now and reporting. She did speak to, I guess, confirmed independently, Justin Baldoni was not involved. So that now I guess she checked in or got somehow speak to someone, needed to sort of get a statement, and she was able to confirm at least their take. No, they had nothing to do with this. So what does all this tell you? What is your implication? What do you think actually went down? There's these blind items alluding to Ryan and things like. Do you think this could have been a move by Blake and Ryan to try to paint him negatively in the press?
I think so, just because of the connections, one or two, sure, but when you add everything up, it's just it's not counting to four. And I keep going 50-50 on whether Taylor is involved or not, just because it seems oddly convenient that just a few days before this whole incident, she makes a statement, or her team makes a statement saying that her alleged stalker has gone rogue and is missing. And then, you have this incident. And then also with the Chiefs game where she has the bulletproof wall against her. If she was worried about her safety, for one, she wouldn't have gone. And two, she would have had her mom in that shield as well. Like, she wouldn't have just had her mom, not have a shield, because obviously, if you're a fan, you know who her mom is. Like, she's with her the whole time. So it's kind of hard to tell. But I know with Justin, he's kind of in a rock and a hard spot. If he says something, oh, look, it's all a PR stunt, or he's harassing me. If he doesn't say something, he's guilty. So no matter what, I feel like he loses in this.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people say we're just shills paid by Baldoni and we find every excuse, but that's not the case. I mean, we are personally more involved than others. And I want to pivot to that, because that's part of the reason I do think so negatively of Blake and Ryan, because of the tactics they've employed to this point. Right. And I want to bring that back, because you too were one of those people subpoenaed by Google. And, no disrespect, but you didn't have any subscribers, Ken's. It was very odd. You had one subscriber, and for some reason, she was coming after your Google data. I mean, thank you for standing up and speaking out about it, because it really did just show what a farce the whole thing was. Because again, no offense to your reporting and your work, but it's like, why on earth would they have picked somebody with one subscriber to go get that information? Perhaps they did think you were a bot or something. I mean, what is your rationale when you think about it now and look back?
Yeah, it still doesn't make sense, because I had 10,000 subscribers on TikTok. So the logical, you would go to the larger platform.
Right. So because they'd also subpoenaed TikTok. Exactly. You didn't get a subpoena there. It was only on YouTube.
They didn't go after my TikTok whatsoever. They only went for my Google. And it just showed me, like you said, I can't look at them the same way. It's like, if they're going to go as low as me for someone with one subscriber from Kansas, literally just, content creating about anything I want to talk about, they will literally go after anybody. And they have, because they literally were doxing people for just leaving comments on posts that they didn't like. It's so crazy to me that they just kind of, and the media just kind of brushed it off like this was no big deal, which made me feel crazier and almost like I was going insane. Like, is this really happening? Because lawyers weren't really picking up because I think they thought I was pranking them. And then the media wasn't even acknowledging it. So it was kind of like, I'm alone here. I don't know what to do.
Well, and to your credit, you've now had to put yourself more out there, and you and your bedazzled spatula over at Existing to Thrive is now almost can we get her across 5,000 subscribers, guys? Hopefully after this video, you're going to head over to add Existing to Thrive and help boost her numbers, because in a good way, Blake helped you, right? It's definitely lifted you up and gotten you more attention. It's weird how this stuff sort of backfires. It's like Jimmy Kimmel last night had his biggest ratings of all time, which was the complete opposite of what they were trying to do to him. It is interesting how sometimes it goes. Are you surprised by the reactions?
I am surprised, but I was hoping that, I would try to make a bet, like, get the positive out of this. I kept going back of like, if Kim can do it, I can do it. Of like, if she can make, a bad situation in her favor, it's like, you got to just bite the bullet, ride the wave, and see what happens, So I am thankful for Blake that she did at least kind of give me more of my voice, because before I was more kind of muzzling what I said, and now I'm just like, okay, if you came at me for that, then I'm going full hard.
Yeah, no, bravo. We sorry, but we're going to try to get Ken's in the documentary. I hope to have you, because I think it's a good part of the subpoena drama for sure to have your perspective and just show the lengths of what they went to. We're also still locking in Perez, who should also be a part. So you'll be in good company, I hope. So stay tuned, chat and everybody else. But yeah, I mean, this is wild. This is a weird part of it. And there's been so many of these, but this Justin Lee Fisher went all over the news. And that's what's so frustrating about the news today. It's the news cycle is literally a 24, 48 hours at max. They report it, someone sees it, thinks it's true, and then they move on with their life, and then it's never corrected. And so now a lot of people are going to assume, oh, how dare Justin depose her at 2 a.m? What a scumbag. And that's the kind of stuff that I see Blake doing all the time, just to attempt to chip away at him. Whereas it wasn't even true. Whereas Justin has been able to prove Blake's done so many other sinister tactics. And do you think that's going to finally come to light at trial? Do you think this is going to go to trial? What are your final predictions on where we stand on this, since you've been following it so closely?
Oh yeah, I think Blake is going to do exactly what she did to all of us. Is she's going to withdraw at the very last minute, but it's going to be like the most inconvenient last minute that she can possibly do. So whether it's the day of the court hearing or the night before, I feel like that's when she's going to just like pull out and then play victim of, I had to, just pull out because this was way too hard on me. It was causing too much stress and it was hard on my family. So I just had to end it. And then people are obviously just going to take her side and roll with it instead of looking at all the details.
I mean, I've always thought that too, but she'd be on the hook for potentially a lot of fees is the only thing because yeah, sure, she could just drop it. But then if she drops it, she can't go after Justin's, I don't think. And then Justin could potentially go after hers. Well, wait a second, Your Honor, what happened here? So I do wonder if she's stuck, because I agree. I think she would, but I don't know, man. The ego definitely surprises me she's stayed this long, to be honest. But I'm with you. But then I wonder, will Ryan and Blake want to throw away all that money?
Yeah, exactly.
Or roll the dice. We'll see, I guess. But in the meanwhile, please come back. I'd love to have you back on at any time. Go support Ken's over at YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, at Existing to Thrive. Give her a follow. And what do you think's going to happen? Are you surprised with? And what do you think at home, chat? What do you think really happened here? Could this have been just a mistake? Could this have been actually Blake's team trying to do something sinister? Again, we're not confirming or saying that. But I can see why a lot of you would think it. So let me know what you guys think down below. Also, make sure you subscribe here at Kelsey's channel. Go to Kelsey's channel. Hit the button, hit the bell, hit the like. Sorry, I'm staring at 5 other things. Go support Ken's channel, my channel as well, at Existing to Thrive. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming your way. We will not be live today. Sorry, guys. Something came up, but we're going to try to give you extra videos today. So stay tuned. Appreciate all you guys that have been watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.